I'd never seen this before, Kombucha Cola. I thought about making this. It has no caffeine in it, so that means that would be something that I would drink. It also has only 8 grams of sugar in it, which is fairly low. 8 carbs and 8 grams of sugar. So this, if it tastes good, I might get this again. Let's see. Well, it smells like kombucha, but it also smells like cola too. This is not a paid endorsement. None of the stuff that I recommend is a paid endorsement. I don't know if I'm recommending this yet. Oh yeah. No, I like it. Hang on. Sure, why not? This is like similar to the fermented sodas. It's a probiotic powerhouse. Due to fermentation, this may, it's non-alcoholic. You know what I taste in here? I taste stevia. That's what I was tasting. And that is at the very end. That's why it's low in sugar, but still sweet. So they made kombucha, and then they added stevia at the end so that it has a sweetness like a cola. It's not bad. Yes, I would buy this. I would buy this, sure. Not on a regular basis, but I would buy this again. The stevia, whatever it's called, it takes a little bit to get used to, but now I buy more products with it. It sort of has like an aftertaste to it, but it is very sweet. You can a lot of stuff that if you have to change your diet, you can get used to it pretty easy. So I say thumbs up on Live Kombucha Cola. They had another flavor in there too. Sure, that's not bad. That girl, every time I go in there, like, she is very noticeable. She's attractive. It's strange that she works in that place. I would think that she could get a job as a stripper for sure. I almost said something. I'd give it away who I'm talking about, so I won't. But she's very attractive. She's attractive by New York City standards, which, you know, there's a lot of attractive women in New York City. She's cute. She's got a real cute face, and it might not go so well, but it might. I'm sure that if I had a lot of money, you know, that can grease the wheels for sure. I'm at Wegmans. Got to get food for the dogs. See what's going on in here, because you never know. This grocery store has tons of hot women. Tons. Usually it's MILF type women. You know what I'm talking about, right? Looking good. These are very low in sugar. The whole bar has 4 grams. This is a good product. Speaking of good product, I don't get fat on this bread. This bread I buy. Okay, I'm gonna try this. It has 8 grams of sugar, Kombucha Cola. This Cave ripened cheese at Wegmans is awesome. Like Limburger, similar to Limburger. There's nothing in there. It's pretty boring. I did get some stuff that I didn't know that they had. Star fruit. They have star fruit. They have a lot of stuff in Wegmans. They have the best cheese selection. They do. I found a cheese, this Cave ripened cheese. The Cave ripened cheese it's like Limburger sort of. It's really good. It's really good. It's not cheap, but it's awesome. Might have to go by the Dandy Mart and see if Lolita's working. It's always good for a gander. Reminds me a little bit of Cindy Sherman in that she gets in character. She has a character, and she plays that pretty much when she's on the internet. And her character is sort of like this anime, real cute. Picture sort of like a pixie-esque woman. She's probably, I don't know how old she is, 20, 21, something like that. Smoking hot. And she'll wear like costumes, like elf ears, stuff like that, and she looks great in them. But it centers around sexuality, clearly, and I would imagine that any male from the age of 13 to 80 would, oh, who's that? Who's the elf girl? See what I mean? That's Daddy's little favorite elf girl. Look at her with their little daddy shirt on. I was contacted by somebody claiming to be her, and they were very adamant that they weren't, that it really was her. This was through Facebook, I think, and I even like went back the other day to see if I could find the message that was sent, and I can't because there's just, it was like over a year ago. This has a very classical look to it. I think of Ophelia, very classical look to it. So I left it with like, you can't really prove who you are, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. I left it like that, and then she sent back a reply of a picture of her, but like a really angry picture where eyes were like crossed out. She is prolific. There is a lot of work. She's done a lot of work and working constantly. It was clearly whoever was doing it was very artistic. I could tell that it was a very creative person. They were trying to do the spin, which would be believable to me, which is like, I like your videos. It's not unheard of that another artist would like my work. It's got a YouTube channel, maybe 500,000 subs, something like that. So the person who was contacting me was smart, if they're trying to convince me that they are her, by sounding like her, saying like, nobody really understands me, and sort of like trying to spark up some kind of friendship, in that, like, thinking that like I'm probably in the same boat, which is true. There are a lot of people that really have no idea who I am. They don't. I hear, trollish comments that people think that I'm a half-wit. That the person that made the comment under my video the other day was saying, are you gonna sell bathwater like Belle Delphine? And that's one of the things that she's done. She's very attractive. She sold bathwater to a bunch of young kids. Not kids, but like males. And they bought it. There were people drinking the bathwater, all kinds of ridiculous stuff. If I had a sneaking suspicion, that's probably why she got kicked off of Instagram. Because you can't sell like dirty water and then, people are consuming it. YouTube, Facebook, they don't like that. They don't like that. Like the whole, like, I don't even want to talk about it. But you shouldn't be drinking anybody's bathwater, especially if it's been in a jar for a week. It's full of bacteria. And sent pictures of her without the costume on. I'm like, the woman's a knockout. And I'm like, at first, I had no idea who it was. She sent me a picture of like her without makeup on. I'm like, yeah, so you're a model. I don't know who you are. And that's true. At the time, I did not know who she was. I'm 56 years old. I'm not a gamer. I know some pop YouTube culture now, but I didn't, I still don't know a lot of it. I don't know a lot of people that are on YouTube, but so I'm like, well, she's attractive, and so it's back and forth going, but I could never really get her to like confirm or approve who she was. Now this is an issue for me, and it has to be an issue, and it's an issue for everybody that is on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. Just because somebody contacts you, don't believe who they are. And I wasn't about to believe that, the person in the picture was the person that I was talking to. That would be ridiculous. It was catfish. If a client, a prospective client, contacts me, until they give me a deposit, I don't really know who they are. I'm not giving up my phone. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm very cautious with that. Take you under my wing. Everybody thinks that they see her and they think of, like, she's selling on Patreon like $3,000 you can be her boyfriend. And there's guys that are doing this. Are you out of your mind? I'm not saying to her, that's fine. She's trying to make a living, and she's making a living with art. She's an artist. She's an installational artist. And when you look at her installations, like her room, that's a very dark scene. Come on, daddy's little girl with her feet kicking in the air like that. That's real dark. Creepy darkness to it. It does. It's sort of wrapped up like bubblegum, like her. Like she's wrapped up like bubblegum. But there's this real dark sadness to the woman. You can tell. But guys, they're not thinking that. They're just thinking, oh man, I'd really like to, tear into that. Look at her. Yeah, I get it, but you don't even know who she is. So why are you giving her $3,000? I don't know. But keep doing it because people need to work, and she is working. What she does is work. And it's art. Now, with that said, baby, if that was you, contact me again. Maybe we can, work something out. I'll give you some life lessons. She's an artist. She's a perfect example of people that watch videos of people or something on TV or something. You don't know the person that you're watching. Everybody should be very cautious about who they're dealing with. This is the truth. I don't open up any attachments through email. Nothing. I won't click on a link. I don't do anything like that. I have to be like that. Tinkerbell? Obviously a lot of freaks. Socks? Yeah, maybe, but just for the ladies. No guys could wear a sock for a day or something. 2 socks, a pair of socks. But the videos put out on Pornhub were not pornographic in nature. They would have like titles like something like "Squirts All Over Me," and then it would be her like opening up a soda that explodes. Stuff like that. So it's art. She's making art, and it's about like this hot Tinkerbell type girl putting it out is a new twist on everything. There's nothing that is like totally original. It's perverted. It's perverted. It is sort of geared towards mostly her audience is probably mostly male. I would imagine she has female fans too, though. It's good. It's fine. It's totally thought out. The whole, end result. That's why it's art. This isn't somebody that's just going out doing vapid shit. What comes to mind is burlesque photos and stuff like that. But that's not what this is. This is very thought out to get a response. They look like bubblegum, but there's this really darkness to them. Sort of like a dark tackiness, almost like a trailer park look, something like that. It's hard to describe. It's not totally unlike Japanese pop. It's similar to that, but there's like this twist on Americana in it, and you see that when you see her showing off her installation in her room. That's her bedroom. I find it hard to believe she sleeps in that room. Is that really her bedroom? I kind of doubt it. She's in costume. She's an artist. If you're a chick and you see that, you might say, "Oh yeah, what a slut." I can see a lot of chicks saying that, but I'm sure that she's not like that. And when you look at the woman's work and what she's talking about, it's so clear. It's so clear. It's no different than Andy Warhol or any of the pop artists. It's the same thing. She is a sellable commodity, and that is what she's doing. She's selling herself, but we know that she has her limits. She does. She has her limits because she did not do porn. Who's an artist that she did porn? That would be Margie Schnibbe. She directed porn and stuff like that. It's similar to Margie's, very similar to Margie's work. What Margie wears, what Margie looks like, how Margie acts in the video very much has to do with, what the subject matter is or should be interpreted as. But there's this underlying sexuality to it that's unmistakable. Oh, I gotta get you pregnant. Did just check with Margie Schnibbe on a few things. One, Margie has never been in a porn movie other than ones that she made for herself. She has directed porn, and she also had sex with a male prostitute. But her work is similar in that it's sort of like there's this consumerism aspect to it, and it's like intertwined with like sexuality. It is. It's all there. I mean, it's like you like strip clubs, stuff like that, or even porn. Like you think about porn, it's all people making money off of sexuality, and that's what a lot of Schnibbe's work is about. There's like a sexual, like it's right there, like sort of costuming too. There's been a lot of costumes throughout the years, and that's what you see with the kid, Belle Delphine. It's the same thing. It's costuming that's sort of more. Well, she's a 20-year-old. You know, she's a 20-year-old with, you know, raised around the internet. But it's the same subject matter. It's just sort of packaged differently in a different time. Like an aspect of like how outrageous can the costume be? Schnibbe, I saw many costumes scantily clad, very similar to Belle Delphine. Two totally different artists. Their work really isn't that similar. There's just characteristics about both of them that are similar. It's both chicks that will take their clothes off, have a line, and both of them draw it at porn. This is a correction here in regards to Margie Schnibbe only directing porn. No, she's done porn. She has. She just sent me a clip. I watched it. She was on I remember this now. She was on like this reality show where she had sex with a male prostitute. And I just watched the clip. I mean, come on, Schnib. I said that's porn. It's, you know, it was videoed and it's out there. Congratulations. It's a real big bald dude, you know. I don't know. Whatever. Good job, Schnibbe. I'd probably have stage fright. I don't think I could do that. It's pretty hot. You could be here in Beaver Dams. One of your little costumes on, your little elf ears. Go Sasquatch hunting. We'll get that YouTube channel up. It's Tonka and Heidi. She won't put up with any of his nonsense, that's for sure. She's a female, she's not in heat. That's the only time the females put up with the males is when they're in heat. And one thing's for sure is Tonka has been more amped up than usual. Heidi, come on, heel. Because Heidi's here. It's weird that you wouldn't think that dogs would, like there would be any like favoritism towards their own breed. They just sort of function a lot alike. So as soon as she came into the house, she was, Tonka's been all amped up. But I mean, they could be out here in the yard. You know, of course I'm out here with them. I'm out here with all of them. I never just like put a dog in the backyard or anything. Hey, you're gonna break a plant doing that, Heidi. Don't do that. Calm down, sister. Calm down, Tonka. Tonka's showing off.